Chosen one, listen closely. What you're feeling today is not random. Something inside you is unlocking. A silent power that has been waiting for the right moment is finally waking up. The pressure, the restlessness, the sudden shift in your energy. This is not confusion, it's activation. God is stirring something in your spirit that has been asleep for years. A new strength, a new clarity, a new confidence is rising inside you, and nothing in your life will remain the same after this. This message has reached you today because heaven wanted you to hear it. Your inner power has awakened, and once it rises, no force can stop your destiny. But before you step into this spiritual upgrade, do 3 things. Like this video, comment, "I am ready for this awakening," and send your signal to the universe by subscribing. Your new chapter begins now. Your spirit is becoming stronger than your struggles. There comes a point in every chosen one's life when the pressure becomes so intense that it feels like everything around you is falling apart. But what you don't always realize in that moment is that something inside you is actually coming together. Those sudden waves of confusion, the unexpected emotional shifts, those days when you feel strangely heavy for no reason. These are not signs that you're losing control. These are signs that your spirit is outgrowing the struggles that once tried to hold you down. You may have noticed recently that problems which used to drain you don't bother you the same way anymore. You don't cry as easily. You don't react the way you did before. You take things calmly, even when the situation isn't perfect. This isn't because life suddenly became easier. It's because you became stronger. Your inner world is maturing, expanding, and rising to a level where old battles can't shake you like before. Your soul has been quietly lifting you to a higher emotional and spiritual ground. When God prepares a person for a new chapter, He does not start with their surroundings. He starts with their spirit. That's why you've been feeling pressure from places you don't expect. Pressure is a sign of growth. It's like the moment a seed breaks open underground. From the outside, it looks like destruction, but from the inside, it is the beginning of life. The same thing is happening within you. Your heartbreaks, your disappointments, your silent battles, all of them forced you to develop strength you didn't know you had. You may feel tired sometimes, not because you are weak, but because you have carried so much and still managed to stand. And now, without realizing it, you've stepped into a version of yourself you prayed for long ago. You no longer seek validation from others. You trust yourself more. You no longer need people to understand your journey. You know God understands it. This quiet confidence, this calm mind, this stable energy. This is the new strength awakening inside you. And here's something important. When your spirit becomes stronger than your struggles, life begins to shift in your favor. Doors that were locked start opening. People who drained you start fading away. Opportunities begin flowing towards you naturally. You attract better because you've become better on the inside. God strengthens your spirit first because your destiny requires courage, clarity, and resilience, not fear or doubt. So, if you've been feeling different lately, understand this clearly. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. The shaking in your life is not a warning. It's preparation. You are outgrowing old versions of yourself. You are leveling up quietly. And this rise is coming from within you. You are becoming someone who will not be moved by storms because you have learned how to find peace in the middle of them. Your spirit is no longer surviving the struggle. It is surpassing it. Your old emotional wounds are finally releasing. There are moments in life when old memories suddenly resurface. Memories you thought you were done with, emotions you believed were already healed, or pain you buried so deeply that you forgot it was there. When this happens, most people think something is going wrong. But for a chosen one, this is actually a powerful sign that something is going right. It means your heart is clearing space for the new chapter God is preparing for you. Recently, you may have found yourself remembering past disappointments, old heartbreaks, friendships that hurt you, or times when you felt abandoned or misunderstood. These memories don't come back to punish you. They come back to free you. Your soul brings them to the surface only when you're strong enough to release them. What once wounded you is now losing its power, and your spirit is pushing it out because it no longer fits the person you are becoming. Sometimes this release feels emotional. You may cry unexpectedly or feel a heaviness in your chest that you can't explain. You may feel tired, quiet, or unusually reflective. None of this is weakness. It's emotional detox, your inner world cleaning itself the same way the body heals after an injury. Tears are not signs of breaking. They are signs of cleansing. Every tear carries old energy, old pain, and old stories that your soul no longer wants to carry forward. As you grow spiritually, your heart becomes more aligned with peace, clarity, and purpose. But for that new energy to settle inside you, the old pain has to leave. Think of it like renovating a house. You can't paint the walls while the cracks are still there. You can't build something beautiful on a foundation filled with wounds. God is repairing the cracks in your spirit so you can support the blessings that are coming. This release also changes the way you see yourself. You begin to understand that the pain you carried was never a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of your growth. The people who hurt you were part of a chapter, not your entire story. The situations that broke you were building emotional strength you didn't know you had. And now that you're rising, those old wounds no longer match your new identity. You'll notice that forgiveness becomes easier, not because the past didn't matter, but because you finally matter more to yourself. You let go because holding on only slows down your destiny. And as those old emotional burdens dissolve, your heart becomes lighter, your mind becomes clearer, and your future becomes brighter. What is happening inside you right now is sacred. It is not just healing. It is transformation. Your heart is being prepared for deeper love, healthier connections, and a higher purpose. God is emptying the old pain so the new power can fill you. This release is not an ending. This is your rebirth. The moment your heart learns how to breathe again, your intuition is becoming sharper and louder. One of the clearest signs that a new spiritual power is awakening inside you is the sudden shift in the way you sense things. You may have noticed recently that you pick up on feelings, intentions, and changes in energy long before anything is said out loud. You can sense when someone is being truthful, when someone is hiding something, or when a situation doesn't feel right, even if everything looks normal on the surface. This is not overthinking. This is not imagination. This is intuition, your soul's natural guidance system, waking up and becoming stronger. There was a time when you doubted yourself, when you second-guessed your instincts or ignored the subtle signs your spirit was giving you. But not anymore. Now, when something feels off, you can't unfeel it. When something feels good, your whole body relaxes. When someone has bad intentions, your energy pulls back automatically. When something is meant for you, your spirit feels drawn toward it without effort. This inner sensitivity is a blessing, not a burden. It is God giving you a spiritual compass so you don't get lost in the noise of the world. Your intuition becoming louder is also a sign that you have shifted into a higher emotional and energetic frequency. You're no longer living on the surface level. You are seeing things from a deeper perspective. You understand people beyond their words. You understand situations beyond their appearance. And you understand your own emotions with a level of clarity you never had before. This ability protects you, guides you, and quietly moves you toward the life that aligns with your purpose. You may also notice sudden moments of knowing, moments where answers just appear in your mind without you having to think hard. These moments often come when you are quiet, resting, walking, or doing something simple. It's as if your soul whispers, "This is the way." These flashes of insight are divine messages. The universe speaks softly, and only those with awakened intuition can hear it. And now you are hearing it clearly. With this new intuitive clarity, you will also find yourself making decisions faster and with more confidence. You don't need as much time to think things through because your inner voice is guiding you immediately. You are no longer confused between what your mind wants and what your spirit knows. You move with a sense of certainty that surprises even you. That certainty is not ego. It is alignment. And here's the most powerful part. Your intuition doesn't just warn you about danger. It also leads you to blessings. It nudges you toward new opportunities, new people, and new paths that match your destiny. It helps you avoid unnecessary pain and pushes you toward the experiences that will help you grow. When God awakens intuition in a chosen one, it is because they are ready for the next level of their journey. You are stepping into a season where your inner voice will guide you more accurately than anything outside you. So trust the signals, trust the sensations, trust the quiet knowing inside your chest. Your intuition is no longer a whisper. It is your spiritual GPS. And now it is guiding you toward your next breakthrough. You're being pulled away from people and situations not meant for you. One of the hardest parts of spiritual growth is realizing that not everyone and everything can come with you into your next chapter. You may have noticed recently that certain friendships feel different, certain conversations drain you, or certain environments no longer feel comfortable. This isn't because something is wrong with you. It's because your spirit has started to rise, and not everything around you can rise with it. When God begins awakening new power inside a chosen one, the first shift happens in their connections. You might feel a natural distance forming between you and the people you once talked to daily. You may not relate to their habits anymore, or their energy may feel heavy. You may even feel uncomfortable around people who never bothered you before. That's spiritual sensitivity. Your soul is trying to show you who truly supports your growth and who keeps you stuck in cycles you've outgrown. It's not personal, it's spiritual. This separation sometimes brings loneliness, but it's not the loneliness of being abandoned. It's the loneliness of being prepared. God often isolates you right before He elevates you. Think of it like a seed planted deep in the soil. From the outside, it looks like it's in darkness, but inside, something powerful is happening. Your isolation is not punishment, it's incubation. You're being strengthened, sharpened, and purified so that when your breakthrough appears, you're ready for it. You might also notice that certain habits or routines no longer feel meaningful. Activities that once excited you may feel empty now. Places you used to visit may drain your energy instead of filling it. This is because your frequency has changed. You are no longer aligned with anything that keeps you small, distracted, or disconnected from your purpose. Your soul is guiding you away from anything that slows down your spiritual momentum. This pulling away also works as a form of protection. God sees conversations you don't hear, intentions you can't see, and energies your physical eyes can't detect. When someone's presence threatens your destiny, even silently, God begins creating distance, sometimes gradually, sometimes suddenly. You may not understand it in the moment, but later, you always look back and say, "Thank God that ended when it did." What leaves your life during a spiritual awakening is not a loss, it's a rescue. As this shift continues, you'll notice that the silence around you begins to feel different. At first, it feels strange, then it feels peaceful, and eventually, it feels necessary. The silence is not emptiness, it's alignment. It's God clearing noise, so you can hear your intuition. It's space being created, so blessings have room to enter. It's your mind being prepared for clarity, and your heart being prepared for real connections. And here's the hopeful part. The people meant for your destiny are not gone. They're ahead of you. They exist on the level you're rising into. When you arrive at that next chapter, you'll meet people who match your spirit, your values, your growth, and your purpose. You won't have to force anything. You won't have to shrink yourself. The right people will fit naturally. This pulling away is not rejection. It is redirection toward a life where you thrive, not merely survive. Unexpected motivation and energy are returning to you. Have you noticed lately that some mornings you wake up with a different kind of energy? A spark, a sudden push, a feeling that today you should get things done, organize your life, restart goals you left behind, or simply improve yourself in small but meaningful ways. This isn't a random mood swing. This is your spirit waking up. This is your inner strength, stretching after a long period of emotional exhaustion. There was a stage where even simple tasks felt heavy. You felt drained, unmotivated, or stuck in the same routines. You kept telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. That wasn't laziness. That was your soul being overloaded. When a chosen one carries too much emotional weight, motivation naturally becomes dim. But now, something has shifted inside you. You're noticing moments where you suddenly feel light, focused, and ready to take action. That's spiritual activation. This new energy shows up in small behaviors. You may start cleaning your room without forcing yourself. You may feel the urge to change your surroundings, declutter, or rearrange things because your inner world is becoming clearer. You may feel like exercising, journaling, or taking better care of yourself. These small actions are signs that your spirit is building momentum. A new chapter requires new energy, and God is giving you exactly what you need to step into it. You might also feel inspired to restart dreams you abandoned. Maybe you suddenly want to learn something new, start a project, or work on an idea that once excited you. This isn't nostalgia, it's alignment. Your destiny is calling you back to the things your soul was always meant to experience. The fire inside you that went quiet for months or even years is burning again, and this time it's steadier and stronger. This burst of motivation is also clearing away old stagnation. When your energy rises, procrastination naturally begins to fall away. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You stop feeling overwhelmed and start feeling capable. Even if you move slowly, you're moving. And that movement is a sign that your spirit is preparing you for a powerful breakthrough. Another beautiful part of this awakening is the emotional confidence that comes with it. You feel more grounded in your decisions. You trust yourself more. You feel like you can handle what life brings next. This courage doesn't come from your mind. It comes from your spirit. When God activates new power inside you, it shows up as motivation first, then clarity, and then opportunities. This returning energy is also guiding you to break old patterns. You may feel naturally pulled away from distractions, unhealthy habits, or people who drain you. Your body, mind, and soul are aligning with your future, not your past. You're no longer in survival mode, where you're just trying to get through the day. You're entering growth mode, where each day feels like a step forward. The version of you that was tired, confused, or overwhelmed is fading away. A stronger, more focused, more inspired version of you is emerging. You're stepping into the chapter where things begin to move, because you are ready to move with them. This isn't just motivation. This is transformation. The rise of the you that was always meant to shine. You're receiving synchronicities and divine signs. When you begin to rise spiritually, the universe starts speaking to you in ways you can't ignore. It communicates softly through patterns and signs that show up at the perfect moment, just when you need guidance, reassurance, or confirmation. You may see repeating numbers like 111, 222, 444, or 777 appearing everywhere, on clocks, receipts, license plates, or notifications. You may hear a song that feels like it was written for your situation. You may wake up from a dream that feels more like a message than a memory. These moments feel strange, powerful, and deeply personal, and that's because they are. Synchronicities happen when your inner world and the outer world begin to work together. They are proof that your spiritual frequency has risen high enough for you to notice what others ignore. When God awakens something inside a chosen one, He doesn't always speak through loud miracles. Sometimes He speaks through signs that whisper, "You're on the right track. Don't doubt yourself," or "Keep moving forward, I'm with you." Think about the times when you were feeling lost or confused, and suddenly a random quote, video, or conversation gave you the exact answer you needed. Or when you were thinking of someone, and they unexpectedly reached out. Or when you were unsure about a decision, and everything around you started pointing toward one direction. These are not coincidences. They're clues from the spiritual world, guiding your steps gently but clearly. Dreams are another powerful form of divine communication. You might dream of people you haven't seen in years, places you've never visited, or symbols that feel meaningful. These dreams often carry messages from your subconscious, your intuition, or even your spirit guides. When your spiritual connection strengthens, your dreams become clearer, deeper, and more symbolic because your mind is more open to receiving truth without fear. You may also begin experiencing déjà vu more often. Those moments where it feels like you've seen or felt something before. This happens because your soul recognizes patterns before your mind does. It's a sign that you are aligned with your destiny and walking towards something meant for you. Another sign of synchronicity is when you start noticing themes repeating in your life. For example, you might keep hearing the same advice from different people. You may see the same word pop up everywhere. You may get the same message through videos, books, or conversations. These repeating themes are the universe saying, "Pay attention. This is important." And the most comforting sign of all is when you feel an invisible pull towards something, a quiet knowing, a warm feeling, or a sense of clarity that doesn't come from logic. That inner pull is your divine guidance system turning on. It's your higher self aligning with God's plan for you. Every sign you're receiving now is part of your awakening. Each synchronicity is a reminder that you're not walking alone. Your path is being supported, your steps are being guided, and your destiny is preparing itself for your arrival. This is divine confirmation. Your life is shifting. Your energy is rising. Your next chapter is opening itself to you. Your mindset is shifting toward faith, not fear. There was a time when even small problems shook you. Your mind ran in circles, your heart felt heavy, and fear controlled your decisions. But recently, something inside you has changed. You're not reacting the way you used to. Situations that once triggered panic now feel manageable. You've started breathing through challenges instead of breaking under them. This shift is not an accident. It is the sign of a deeper spiritual evolution taking place within you. Fear used to be your first response. Now it's becoming your last. You're learning to pause, observe, and trust instead of assuming the worst. You're beginning to understand that everything has a timing and everything has a purpose, even the uncomfortable moments. This new way of thinking doesn't come from your mind alone. It comes from your soul. You are entering a phase where faith is becoming more natural than doubt. This change often shows up quietly. Maybe you noticed that you don't stress as much over things you cannot control. Maybe you've stopped worrying about people's opinions. Maybe you've begun saying, "Whatever is meant for me will come." These are signs that your spirit is maturing. Fear shrinks your world, but faith opens it. And right now, your world is expanding. You're also starting to understand that fear is not a warning. It's a memory. It comes from the past, not the future. When God begins awakening new power in you, He replaces fear with a steady sense of inner knowing. You start feeling supported even when you don't know the full plan. You feel guided even when the path is blurry. This is trust, not blind trust, but spiritual trust. The kind of trust that whispers, "Something bigger than me is working behind the scenes." With this mindset shift, your decisions are becoming clearer. You don't chase things out of desperation anymore. You move with intention. You choose peace over drama, clarity over confusion, and patience over pressure. You realize that anything meant for you won't require fear to hold on to. This alone changes your entire life direction. Another powerful sign of this mindset transformation is that you're not overreacting anymore. You don't lose sleep over every challenge. You don't allow small setbacks to ruin your day. You've learned to zoom out and see the bigger picture. You know that not every delay is a denial, and not every obstacle is a punishment. Sometimes God slows things down because He's preparing something better. This new faith-driven mindset brings a calmness that feels unfamiliar but beautiful. You start feeling lighter, as if a quiet strength is holding you up from within. That strength is your awakened spirit. It gives you confidence without arrogance, hope without fear, and clarity without confusion. Fear once controlled your steps. Now faith is guiding them. You're not just thinking differently. You're becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone aligned, someone finally ready for the life God always planned for you. You feel deeply that you are meant for more. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when something inside them quietly whispers, "Your life is not supposed to stay the same. You are meant for more." You may not have all the answers yet, and you may not know exactly what the future holds, but you can feel that something bigger is pulling you forward. It's not excitement, it's not anxiety, it's a deep inner knowing, a feeling that refuses to go away. This feeling shows up in small ways. You start losing interest in things that once kept you comfortable. You stop settling for situations that don't honor your spirit. You begin craving growth, purpose, and meaning. Even on the days when you feel tired or uncertain, a part of you still believes that something better is waiting. That belief is not fantasy, it is intuition. Your soul is sensing the next chapter long before your eyes can see it. You might also notice that your goals are changing. What you wanted a year ago doesn't match who you are today. The old dreams don't fit you anymore because you've outgrown them. You're no longer thinking small or limiting yourself based on fear. Instead, you feel drawn toward ambitions that once seemed impossible. This is destiny stretching you, showing you what you're truly capable of. Another powerful sign that you're meant for more is the feeling of dissatisfaction. Not the negative kind, but the spiritual kind. Even when your life is okay, you still feel there is more inside you that hasn't come out yet. This restlessness is not a flaw, it's a divine nudge. God uses this inner pull to guide you toward the life He designed for you. If you were meant to stay where you are, you would feel comfortable. But you don't, because the next level is calling your name. You may also feel an unexplainable hope rising within you. Even if you've been through difficult seasons, your heart refuses to give up. You wake up thinking, maybe today something will shift. That hope is proof that your spirit knows something your mind doesn't, that blessings are already on their way. Hope is the language of destiny. You'll notice that you're becoming more selective with your time, your energy, and the people around you. This isn't pride, it's preparation. When greater things are meant for you, God separates you from anything that could block your path. You stop tolerating negativity. You stop forcing connections. You stop wasting time on things that don't grow you. This is how your soul prepares you for the life you're about to step into. Most importantly, you feel a stronger connection to your purpose, even if you can't define it yet. You know you didn't come this far just to repeat old cycles. You know you weren't chosen to live an average life. You know your story has meaning, even if the world hasn't seen it yet. You are not the same person you were last year. Your spirit has evolved, your mind has expanded, your heart has healed, and your energy has transformed. This inner pull you're feeling is not imagination. It's your destiny waking up. You are meant for more. And now you're finally ready to receive it.